an interview in Kinyarwanda, so for those who don't know, I know English too. So my name is Lise Nova. I'm a copywriter. I work in marketing, and I'm a Christian, a member of a choir. That is new, Christus Vincent Choir, and I'm just around these. I like food and a lot of things, but for now, you can take that. By the way, I'm also 26.
The only
and
girl
single.
that tells on TV. On a live
That's
TV.
a bold move anyway.
That's all I can say for now. Yeah.
It's very interesting. So, Vergwa, 26, single, doing copywriting.
Yes.
That's kind of like a summary for you. Let me get into writing. When do you start writing?
Well, I started writing. When I tried to trace it back, I would say that it was in 2013. I was trying to write about some aliens who come from and land in Britain. I don't remember well, but again in 2015, I was at school, but in senior 5, and I started writing poems, and I started 2015.
Okay.
I started writing poems, recording in my diary every day about my days, about dear diary, this and that, this and that. But I would say that my writing journey started well in 2021 when I joined a group called Writer Space Africa Rwanda. It's a community of writers, and I joined them. They are poets, they write short stories, they write essays, articles, and by then I didn't know what I could write. So joining them, I discovered that I can write poems, I can write children's stories, I can write short stories. I am one of the few people who can write so many genres. Plays, scripts, everything that can be written, and essays, yeah. That's how I started writing. But I like to write poems and children's stories a lot, yeah.
She has very interesting stories.
Yeah.
I remember the title of her, of one of her stories that was like my favorite story of hers. She writes about a soldier.
Commandant de Charme.
It's called what?
Commandant de Charme.
But it's in English, and it's amazing.
The title is French.
Yeah.
But nice.
It's an amazing short story.
Yeah, but circling back to when you started writing, were you still in school, or that was after?
I was still in school in 2013 and 2015.
Were you in high school or?
High school.
High school,
2013
yeah.
I was in senior 3. Then 2015 I was in senior 5. Then in 2021,
You were done?
no, I was not in uni. I was a graduate.
Yeah.
I finished in 2021.
So what did you do in high school? Like combination?
Combination. That's funny. Mathematics, chemistry, and biology. Thank you so much. And in university, I did biochemistry.
And you're a poet and
a
writer.
copywriter by profession.
It's very interesting.
That is interesting. I expected something like literature.
Yeah.
No.
Wow, that is amazing.
So as soon as you finished university, you start your professional journey in writing.
Actually, my first job was translation. So I was always fascinated by language. If you have read my book, you have seen Latin, Italian, Kinyarwanda. I like language. I like playing with language. I like listening to music, songs in a language I don't understand. So I like language a lot. So that's how I entered into translation, translating from Kinyarwanda to English. And then I sharpened my writing career like that. And the rest was history, as they say.
That's nice.
And when did you write your very first book?
Book? 2023. Yeah. Okay, I would say 2022, and I released it in 2023. It was a poem, a poetry collection. Yeah. It is called East of Faith, West of Fear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's very poetic.
Yeah.
Title.
Even more than this?
No, I mean the title. The
The
title
title
is
is
very
very
poetic.
poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East of faith, west of fear.
Yeah.
Like,
So like where the sun rises, it's faith, and where it sets, it's fear.
It's fear.
Something of the sort.
So you have to tell fear to go with the sun
Yeah.
and hope to come with the rising sun. That's
Interesting.
my philosophy behind it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
wow, amazing.
Seated in the presence of the great woman here. She's a writer too. She writes
Oh, wow.
Could I say
interesting stories. And to tell you how it's super interesting, she will start with something like 5:30 p.m.
Wow.
and the story goes on. So, and when do you write this one?
This one was written last year in, I'll say June. June 2025, and I released it last month. Was it in June again? No, it was in May. May 2026, I released this one. This one is new.
Interesting. Now, in the dedication of your book, I think in the note that you write to your readers, you talk about your dad. Teta was telling me how the poem about your dad, she read, I think it's, is it 60 something, or I don't know.
In the number?
The number.
36?
32, 34?
No, not. Is it Ode
It's
to My
33?
Dad?
Plant your memory on my mind.
There's another called Ode to My Dad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember, yeah.
So that led me to actually want to ask, before we enter into the content of the book, to ask you about your dad. But before I ask you about your dad, let me ask you about your family in general. We already know that she's 26 and she's the firstborn.
Yes.
So please tell us more about your family.
Thank you very much for asking. So I have a mother. My mom looks 36, but she's actually 56. And I have a little sister, she's 23, she's called Chiberwa Orore. And I have so many adopted brothers and sisters. So, for instance, if I see you and say, okay, you see, I think I can be your sister, I bring you to my mom and say, behold, your new child. So we have a brother we adopted, in such way. He's called Edouard, but we like to call him Eloi, because we want to say, for God sees you.
Yeah.
He's called Idam, but Edouard, so Eloi sees you.
Yeah.
And I have cousins, 3 cousins. Yeah, I'll say that my family is that. Other distant family, I don't even remember where they live, but for now I can say that my family, so my family is a family of people who are so funny. They have, you see the way you say I am funny, I have humor. No, take me and ×2 is my mom. My mom can make you laugh. My mom can use code language to speak to you.
Yeah.
She speaks in metaphors. And I have my sister who is so funny also, but she's so aggressive. If anyone touches her friends, she's like, okay, wait for an army of my fists and insults, I'm going to come for you and beat you. So, but she's a good girl, she sings, she's a member of Zion Temple Church. My mom is a member of ADP. I am a Catholic, so we are so interesting like that. Yeah.
Would you believe she told me she used to be part of ADP?
Yeah.
She converted to Catholicism. That's a conversation I'm still holding on.
Yeah.
We're going to have some other time. But
Yeah.
it was super
Please invite
interesting
me.
for me. It's super interesting because almost everybody else that I've ever had before had come from Catholic church to these other churches.
Yeah.
And it was interesting for me to learn that someone could actually, so she went back, right?
Yeah, I was born a Catholic, then I went to ADP, then I came back.
Yeah, it must
Back
be
to
an
the
interesting
roots.
journey. I want to know more about it.
Same.
She doesn't, she usually avoids telling us more about it, but I'm going to dig that deep and get to know why.
Good luck.
Anyways, so because you talk about your dad so much in this book, I really want to know, and let's do, what do they call it? A tribute to your dad. For someone who, let's say, let's assume, hypothetically, that you had one of your siblings and didn't get a chance to meet him. How would you describe your dad? Who was he to you?
Okay. So May God help me not to cry. But
It's okay.
It's very
this is a safe place, okay?
And Teta is there.
Okay,
I'll
so
help you.
my dad passed away when I was 5. So what I have for now are fragments of memory. So my dad was an English teacher, a writer, because I found in his old draft some stories which are so funny. Imagine someone went ahead and wrote, this one was so funny that he could make a cheetah laugh, something like that about cheetah laughing. Imagine that. So I found it and I was like, oh, wow. So he was a writer. He was also a Catholic, of course. And by what I heard from my mom, he was this quiet person. So okay, he was this gentle giant. He was this big, but he couldn't even beat a person. So yeah, so that was him. And he was extremely romantic. Words don't lie. Because I found a letter, Mom, I'm sorry, but I found a letter he wrote to you. And imagine someone who went ahead and wrote, fibre de mes muscles, fiber of my muscle high.
Interesting.
So I was born from a fiber of my father's muscle. So he was that romantic, and he liked some old school song. And interestingly, I found myself liking the same song. And my mom would say, okay, the way you even do these hand gestures and talk and sing, it's exactly like your dad. I look a lot like my dad. So he was that cool man. He was welcoming. He was so welcoming that one day our neighbor brought a Catholic Bible, Biblia Ntagatifu, and showed him, it is written that you shouldn't welcome everyone in your house. And my dad was like, well, I will explain myself in front of God. But as long as I'm in this house, everyone is welcome. So he was like that. He was also into translation. I believe I inherited a lot of things from him. And yeah, that's all I know. Maybe something I remember that I once had a cup of milk and I was full. So I took flowers and ash and put it in the cup of milk. And he called me and he said, what did you do? I put ash in the cup of milk. Slap. And that was all. But again, my mom would make me kneel, and my mom would say, let her kneel down. She's a bad girl. And my dad would say, let my child stand up. So she would slap me by himself, but defend me in front of my mom. And lastly, I learned from my mom that the reason why I was called Lise was because my mom's name is Elizabeth. So Lise is short for Elizabeth. So he said, I will name my girl Lise so that I will love her the same way I love you. So if we get a second child, we will name her after me or him after me, so that you will love the child the same way you love me. So that's when my sister was born. She was called Augusta Chiverga, after Auguste Chiverga, so that my mom would love my sister so much as I love my dad.
Wow.
But life had other plans.
Wow.
Yeah.
A life that has been loved.
I can see you.
Yeah, you guys, you two are very, very lucky. I am seeing now so many similarities between you two.
Yeah.
If you ever saw Teta's dad and Teta together playing, you just stand aside and look at them and be like, okay. Yeah. So, Teta, anything you're curious about before we can get into the book?
Well, I was just, it shocked me because when you wrote about your dad, you have like 2 poems about him or more?
Yes, I can say 2, but there are more.
Yeah, there's one that is odd.
Is it Ode to My Dad 21?
Oh, yeah. And then there is this one, 33, Plant Your Memory. So when I was reading them, I was like, okay, maybe she, it shocked me that you lost your dad at 5.
Yeah.
With all that, you poured a lot of love into these 2 poems. And I was like, I was relating to them, but I still have my dad. I was relating to them, and then you shocked me with you lost him at 5.
Yes,
you
I
know,
lost him at 5.
and it shocked me how you could, you know, bring all that into a picture and beautiful words.
So the thing with poetry is to fill the void. You fill the void. So if there is something you don't remember, you use your creative mind, your knowledge, your poetic side to fill in the gaps. That's what I do. It's like a coping mechanism for some reasons. Yeah.
You could take it as therapy.
Yes, yes. And if I want, okay, there is this poem called Yesterday Waits Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I project and said, okay, God's willing, I'm going to get married. He will not come.
Yeah.
So I said, I plan as if he'll be there, as if yesterday will wait tomorrow. As if yesterday we'll make a union with tomorrow to bring him back.
Yeah.
So that's my coping mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah. Super interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because for me, when I was reading it, I lost my mom in January 20th, 2024. Somehow, to be honest with all of you, it's something that I still fight with. I don't want to think about the whole thing. Every time it pops up, it comes and surprises me, or it's because I have to face something. So, you know, when a mother dies, the whole family becomes something. So sometimes you have to face some things simply because your mom is not around, and that's the only time I face these things. And since I'm not kind of guy that goes for for therapy, you know, I try to deal with my stuff with my friends. So I do therapy with friends rather than going to someone. I don't want to campaign for therapy, so I'll stop there. So when you say that you do it as a way of dealing with your grief, I kind of understand. Every time I try to write something about my mom, I can't do anything that whole day. It becomes crazy for me. But anyway, so this book is also born, as you wrote in the notes, after your aunt passed away, and you said you wrote 45 poems because she died when she was 45.
Yes.
Kindly tell us about this aunt that kind of pushed you to write this book. Was she from your father's side, from your mother's side? I mean, tell us more about this aunt.
Okay, my aunt, Epiphany Musabgaswani, that was her name. She's my mother's little sister. So my mom is 10 years older than her. So when I was born, she was there. I heard from my mom that she was in Karubanda, École Notre-Dame de la Providence, where I also studied. So when I was born, she was 18 at that time, and she made some tricks and came to the hospital to see me. Mind you, that is a school run by nuns, so escaping is a high risk. So she came to see me that time when I was born. So I grew up seeing her around me. She's that person who was very strict to the point she said, okay, you have to do this. I remember when she had her firstborn, she would give me the baby and made me watch for the food, and said, if any mosquito land on my child, you're going to see my true colors. So that she was teaching me to multitask. So she was so into my growth, she wanted me to become someone great. So she was so strict about it, about me, about raising me. So she raised me alongside mom. So what I remember about her also is that she liked cartoons. So when she was angry, you say, but my auntie, I'm going to show you cartoon, and I go away. But deep down she knew that, that was convincing enough. And she liked movies a lot, and she could sing, That was all about her, I can say right now. And she was a woman of many crafts. She was a tailor, she could bake, she had so many skills. She could do, what do they call, embroidery, something like that. Yeah, she could do so many things, and she wanted me to learn all those skills as if my life depended on it. But of course I didn't. So
You didn't learn one of them.
no, except baking maybe, because it is cooking and food is my
Yeah, best friend.
yeah. So, yeah, that is all I can say about her for now. Yeah,
Yeah, pour the sun.
it's okay.
Pour the sun.
Well, it's not okay, but it's okay.
Yeah. So let's get into the content of the book, and I'm going to be asking you about some of the poems.
Yes.
Teta will also be asking you about some.
Yes.
Now, every question I had prepared about those two specific poems about your dad, I won't ask because Teta wants to ask about it.
Right.
I'm not very good at reading poems because I think I what do they call it? I overthink them.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know every meaning of every word. And trust me, you use words and I'm like,
What's this now?
this lady studied from Rwanda, or she's been a native, and you don't know. So because she does that in Kinyarwanda and in English. Can you imagine that?
I don't think I would understand then if it was in Kinyarwanda.
Even in English, I can't understand them. But in Kinyarwanda,
English, you can.
you can Google them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start from the very first poem,
Yes.
which is on page what?
You don't have a page. I did it
I don't have a
intentionally.
page. Okay.
So you can.
Wait a
say-
second. Why did you leave pages intentionally?
So okay.
I want to enter into the world of poets.
Yeah.
So when I wrote this book, my intention was not to release it so that people can see it. This is like seeing me naked. This is so
Yeah.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
But when I finally decided to release it, I said, okay, I'm not going to put on page down as they do it normally. I wanted someone to be so invested in it so that he or she remembers where she was. That it was intention. If I'm going to share with him my life, I honor my life, I honor my people. So you should, you must honor them.
You are
You cannot, you are supposed to. Find page holder if you may, but I'm not going to give you the chance to see the pages down.
Interesting. So that's
And
what
my
you did
editor
to us.
said, oh, why, this is not, and I said, I make my own rules when it comes to my poems, so that was it.
Yeah, poets are very stubborn.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But anyway, so vanitas vantatum e
Et
ammonia
omnia
vanitas.
Yeah.
I checked and I discovered it means vanity, and vanity,
Everything
everything
is-
is vanity.
Yes.
Right? And this is the very first poem, which is, if you read it, I think God might ask for, what do they call it, copyright.
Because I
there
used
is an idea that I think people like Job talks about, like the fleeting of life. Is it called the fleeting? Like
Yeah.
the way,
it's a wave, it's like a wave.
but the specific line
What is it?
that I was super interested in. You guys remember the story of Jacob when he meets the Pharaoh in Egypt. The Pharaoh asks him how old he was. And the gentleman said it's been, I think, 120 years of pain. And this line number 3 in the poem says it's a cloud of sighs.
A cloud
It's
of
like
sighs.
every time you and then again the next I don't know, a week from now you'll be again. That's what I understood by that's what I understood by the line. But tell us about this particular poem, how it came about, if you remember when you wrote it, and what you meant by that specific line.
I don't remember the exact day or month, but there is what we call flash fiction. There are people who write flash fiction as their genre. So a flash fiction is a story that you see it coming, but at the end there's a plot twist you didn't see coming, and you were shocked. It's so small, and it is so shocking. For it to be a flash fiction, it has to be shocking. It has to have a plot twist. So life, in my eyes, was like, you remember that I was in pain when I wrote this book. I was grieving, and I was like, oh, this life is so, it's not even short. It's brief. It's like, a shooting star, yeah. So I was like, this life is full of pain that you can sigh because of pain, because of struggle, until your sighs become a cloud. Do you imagine sighing until
the imagery that is in this poem is something crazy.
Can you imagine the amount of pain you have to sigh until a cloud is formed out of your sigh? So that was what I said. This life is so painful that you say 1, 2 until it's a cloud. Yeah, that is what I wanted to say. And in general, it's about the brevity of life, the way it is. It is shocking. Yeah. You think you have figured out about life and everything, and you see something and you'll be like, what is this that I'm saying? Yeah.
The other one that I'm super interested in is, it's a brief touch of love.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
But you should also know that I'm a lover girl, a military lover girl. So life is also beautiful.
She loves soldiers. Soldiers watching us, please.
Don't even try.
Look at you. What's wrong with you?
So the thing is, life, even though life is painful, I don't want people to just focus on the pain only. Also, you can be loved, you can see butterflies, flowers, everything beautiful, rainbows. But it is brief. It's a brief touch of love and it is done. That's not so deep, but I wanted to say that it also has some beautiful moments in it. Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one. Teta, over to you.
How do I start words to say? I don't know. The poem number 4.
Yes.
And probably 5 as well.
Okay.
I don't know, it's every poem in here. I was reading this in class. I have flu, but people would think I'm crying, I'm
because
just...
of flu.
Yeah, but
Kumbe, you were crying.
She was crying.
They were so touching.
Yeah.
So this, Tell the Planet to Mourn With Me. Tell me about it.
So this is, I was angry.
Yeah.
When this is also about...
This one, in the Kinyarwanda you say, yarang home nyanani. It really did.
Yeah, so this, I was angry. Yeah. I lost my aunt. This is also about my aunt because it was so new. The wound was still fresh. And I was angry. I was like, all these years she was with us, 45 years. All this time. And she is dead. She means the world to us. Yet the world acts like nothing happened. How dare the planet? So I was angry. How dare you people move on without standing with me in my pain? So I say, how dare she rotate and revolve? How is life continuing as if nothing happened? So I said, how dare she dress in sunrise and sunset when I am clothed in black clouds as a burnt offering on the altar of grief? So this is also my favorite line. I was like, can I write this type of thing? I was like, grief took me and sacrificed me on the altar, and you people are not caring about it. So this is anger because of pain. Yeah. And you asked me about number 5.
5.
Yeah, this is because you never know when is the last time you're going to see someone. They can be saying things, and there are memes that I like to see, and people said, he was eating a mango. I didn't know it was
his last day.
His last mango on the planet. So you never know when a person is going to leave this planet. So no silence warned. You never know. So
when was the last time you saw your aunt?
It was, so I went home, visited her, took care of her for 1 week. Then I left. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and she was no more.
She lived in Kigali or?
No, she lived with my mom. So she had cancer, breast cancer, and it was so heavy that my mom said, okay, you can come home so that I can take care of you. We have a few people in my family. We are like 25. We can fit in one bus. So she said, okay, you come. I can take care of you, and we will see where it goes. So that was it.
What was the last words you spoke to
her? Over a phone or physically?
Any.
She told me you should get a charcoal stove because you never know when your gas cylinder is going to finish. And you don't need you don't need to be cooking rice only for gas to finish when you had none. And she said, Nova, I pleaded with God and said that in my sickness, I should not be a burden. But God refused to hear me. And I said, leave that, you're not a burden. And then she comes again and said, Nova, remember, you should get a charcoal stove. You should always be prepared for the uncertainty. Yeah.
There's a lot of visual imagery here.
Yes.
Like they were standing at the gate. I could like
you can
see them like laughing.
When I read this, I see the gate at my mother's house too.
No. Yeah.
So for me, when I was reading, okay, maybe I'll get back to number 3. But let me first talk about number 4. And I'll tell you the truth, man. These poems kind of resoned with me so much. They took me to grieve too. I promised myself, okay, I will not tell you what I promised myself. But you said this is a safe place. No, I'm not doing that. That's for you.
As a man.
So for me, I went to see my mom. She was in the hospital, and I was rushing to see her. I was praying with everything that is in me that she doesn't go. And I entered into the hospital gate because I didn't know. So she went to the hospital on Wednesday, on Tuesday, and I went to see her on Saturday. My mom had been sick for a long time. It wasn't that concerning until on Friday night, they tell me like it's getting worse. I should come and check on her. So I went on Saturday, and then I entered into the gate of the hospital. Excuse me. And because I don't know where the room they were in was, I called my sister who was with her, and I told her to come and meet me so that I don't, get lost into different rooms. So she comes. We had been talking on the phone, and she was, she was happy. She sounded okay. But when she comes to see me, she comes crying. And I got so angry at her. I got so angry because, this thing in Kinyarwanda, I don't know how they call it in English. Kukungura.
Yeah. I don't even have a word for it in English.
Yeah, I don't have the word for it in English too. I was like, what's wrong with her? Like, if she is even crying inside, let her keep it to herself. I hope she's not so scared that she started crying, because it would mean that, So I meet her, I don't even comfort her or anything. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. As soon as I said that, she even, broke into tears. And I was like, okay, this one I'm not going to walk with her. I greeted her, like I just gave her a handshake, and I kept walking. I didn't want to look at her because I didn't want to get into her mood. So we went, I entered into the room. I found doctors surrounding my mom with those things they put on someone's chest and everything. Man, I begged God, let's bring her back. You kind of start begging God for, give her 15 years. I want first to get married. I want her to see my children and all that. And you feel like, I don't think that this one, God is going to answer it. And you're like, okay, how about you give her just 1 year? In 1 year, I will do my best to make sure that I give her the best of her life that she can have in 1 year. So that seems to not be working. And so when I stood there looking at her, by the way, my mom had, it sounds weird, but she had the best legs in the world, So I'm looking at them, and I'm praying to God, telling God, please bring her back for 5 minutes. I'm not asking for a whole year. I'm not asking for 3 months, because I asked even for 3 months. I'm not asking for 50, I'm just asking for 5 minutes. Surely you're not going to fail to bring her back for just 5 minutes. I pleaded, I cried, I beseeched God, I did everything I could. And, they kept doing that. And then after, a few minutes, after like 5 minutes, when I had entered into the room, the doctor declares that she's dead. So I'm standing like here, my dad stands there, others are out. Actually, when I came in, they had asked everyone else to be out. And So, like, you look at someone that you've been talking to, that my mom was someone that jokes a lot. My father is a different breed. So you kind of like don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it, and God forgive them. But doctors can make you mad, especially in the moment.
Yes.
It's only when you leave that you realize that they have been dealing with those cases for a long time. But man, you know, it happens. You look in their face. It's as if there's nothing that has happened.
It's as if nothing has ever happened.
And somehow I told myself, no, so it means that she'll be
okay.
No.
So I stood there for a moment, and they went out. After they went out, some aunties and the sister of my brother who was there entered into the room. They wanted to kind of like come and hug me or touch me or things like that. I was going to like throw them on the floor. We went out, and for a moment my head just went blank.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't doing anything. I even left my phone there. They started using it to call people, and then after like 20 minutes, I kind of came back to my senses and I realized everybody there was crying. I went, picked up my phone, and went away. I saw so many messages of people who were texting me. I was like, who even told them and everything. I was like, no, my mom is not dead. So I moved down to the compound, and I saw how life was just moving on as if nothing has happened.
Yes.
I was like,
how?
You guys, there's no way. There's no way life is as usual, as if nothing happened. Do you guys know that? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Whoever would have seen me in that garden as I was walking around would have thought that I'm mad or something. So I read this, and you say, how dare the earth continues to rotate and to revolve when my heart is shattering. It took me back to that exact moment.
So I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry.
Yeah.
Because that removed a layer, and healing continues from there.
Yeah, you almost made me cry.
Almost. I know you cry.
I was glad I am a man.
As a man, you cry. Okay. But that is life, because I remember the first thing I noticed when I saw my aunt's lifeless body is, wow, your brows are nicely done. I didn't want to cry in that moment. I was seeing everything as she was being lowered, and I was seeing everything, no tear. But then I broke out when we were lowering down.
I didn't cry that night. I didn't cry the next day. I cried on the third day when we went. Even when we went back to collect the body, I didn't cry. I cried when we were in church. And somehow it happened. It kind of appeared to me. Actually, we are like doing what they call it, the last farewell.
Last farewell.
What? And I don't know how the thing. You know, I cried so much. I had not cried for. I think the last time I had cried and tears had dropped was in 2011. I was in senior 4, and I was praying, and I cried and the tears came down. So from that time, I had never cried, and I would even wish that, you know, somehow the tears come down, and they wouldn't come down. I had tried everything I could, but at that time after my mom dies, I'm standing. I could be standing with a person who is telling me about, you know, there is a car that needs to be paid, or there is something that needs to be, things of the sort. And I'm telling them something, we are like having a normal conversation, and tears are just like dropping. And I remember there's a friend of mine who had come from Kigali to support us and everything. I would tell him, look at these tears, man. But they are like worrying so much. So,
that's a thing with life.
Other stories after the conversation. I don't want to make this about me. So,
right.
This one is crazy. The reason why I asked you what were the last words, or what was the last time you saw her. For me, it was a miracle. I'll tell you after the camera. But let me take you to poem number 2. 2? Yeah.
The wheels on the bus.
This lady is just a genius, man. Did you read this one? This one was super interesting for me. She uses lots of bombastic words, but I looked at it, and for the first time ever, I had never heard a song, I had never read a book that compared life to a bus. And it just like made much sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I looked at how, you know, as a child, as a young boy, playing around, going to school back in the days. I sometimes tell people that I went to, like, my first class was sitting under a tree. And they think I'm kidding.
We know an
because they think
ancestor when we see one.
they think I'm their age, but it's true. But you know, you look back at those days and how awesome those days were. But you look back from that time up to this time, and you see how many people have like left. Young people, old people, old men in the neighborhood that you loved, old women that you loved, other people, family members, and all that, and you're like, oh, finally. Yeah, I think the bus continues to drop people at their own stops.
Yes.
And the bus continues as if tomorrow is not coming.
Yes.
So, please tell me, how do you come up with such an what do they call it?
I just like you said, that is exactly, for the first time ever someone understood a poem. So you understood exactly what I meant. So I was one day sitting in a bus, those Teta, we call them Teta nowadays. They're no longer Shirumute. No, they are now Teta, please. So I was sitting and I saw how when I'm going to my mother's house, it is in the south, I like to sit by the window and see. And I was like, each person has their own stop. They leave. We were talking, we were exchanging those snacks, you know what. Then they leave. The bus continues. You continue your journey. You don't even remember how they looked like. So this is life again. This is life. This is how life is. It is structured like this. We can be talking, but who knows, maybe I can go abroad tomorrow and you never hear from me again. So everyone has their own stop. For some, it's a disease. A disease say, you come, and they go out of the bus. For some, it's gunshot out. So it's like that game. That was what I was thinking about when I was in a bus, actually. And I said, you know what? Life is like a bus. I like it when I'm observing something and it turns out to be like a lecture. Sometimes I say the Holy Spirit is lecturing me. Other times I say, I'm complicating things. Yeah.
When you say that your aunt told you to always have a charcoal stove, not just trust the. Sounded an interesting thing to me. But you also seem to have been angry in this poem. Look at the second last sentence. It says, the bus is death in disguise. For me, I'm like looking at you standing somewhere and looking at the bus, and you're like, you should not be trusted. Yes, it's like, I don't know what. Sometimes I write things and I'm like, why did you write this? Sometimes I take time to understand my own words. I will understand more as I read too. For sure, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. Teta, do you have a question? Or should I ask her about the third? The third poem is also about her father.
The third?
Yeah.
For real?
How can you read people's mind? Okay, maybe that's the effect of being my friend.
You remember there's a time I asked you if your father was a soldier.
Yes.
The reason why I asked you that was because, one, in your stories, you seemed to idolize soldiers.
Yeah.
I think you even say you wanted to be a soldier or something.
Yes, but I couldn't.
And
you wanted to be one.
So maybe that we'll go into that one. But I don't know where you read in this poem. Somewhere sounded like your father had been a soldier. So I was like, was your father a soldier? If I read it through again, I would find it. But tell me about. So also she says, I don't know if your mother ever had like that accident where she puts her arm in the fire, but you said she didn't even cry even when her arm was in the fire. She cried when her love is gone. So tell us about this one.
So my mom, this poem is specifically about my mom, but I know she's not going to write a book, but as a new Elizabeth. When I say Lise Nova, I said Nova means new, and Lise is Elizabeth, so I say as a new Elizabeth, I have to write something about her. So I didn't see my mother it was, when I was 5, that was when I remember seeing my mom crying when my dad was normal. But I remember vividly her telling me, I'm going to tell you, but don't cry. That was the first instruction. She said, your dad is normal. And I said, okay. I left the room. But I went ahead and threw everything. I took the bread, threw it away. I took everything. So I was not crying. So I made sure that I go near the radio to hear them saying, in, how do they call those announcements where they say, yeah. So I wanted to hear my, I wanted to hear my dad first time on the radio. And they said, Augustine Kiberga, and I was like, my dad, they mentioned him. The excitement. But now to think about it, I was like, no. That's why I made, okay, subconsciously, I promised myself to swear by my father's name. So you will hear me say, so that every time, I'm like, whenever I swear by that,
I think you wrote it in one of the poems.
I want my father's name to be pronounced not in those announcements, but now because he's something. Oh my goodness! Stop crying, Nova, in the name of Jesus, Amen. So this one,
she cried too. I hope I don't end up I want,
So this as a man. So this poem is about my mom. My mom is brave, is strong. So there was a time we were cooking chips. And she put potatoes in oil. The shed oil accident, if I can say that. That woman never cried. She said, Nova, sit down with your sister. I'm going to the hospital. Don't follow me. And I was like, your daughter wants to follow you. So my sister went with her. So I stayed. So growing up seeing my mom like that, seeing my mom like that, I also wanted to be that strong. I thought it was a good thing. But it can be a good thing one time, but not all the time. So I was saying that she was, even the labor, she likes to tell us about when she had me. I was so big. And she had to be operated. She had to undergo a C-section. And she went out of the room. She had no one to attend to her. My father was still studying. So she went out of the room, took a phone, and called the doctor and said, there's a woman in room number 5. Okay, number 5 is just another. There's a woman in room number 5. If anything happens to her, you're going to see my true colors. And she placed down the phone, went back, and on her way back, she met the doctor and said, someone called us. Where were you? And they started attending her. So she was that brave. She was that strong. She was clever. Yes. So, but I like to read old papers when I visit her. So there's this, she had to burn it because maybe she doesn't even know that I know. But she wrote, I thought I had a shield to protect me, but now my shield is normal. It was in Kinyarwanda. I thought, so like a little bit of context. She was this person, she was so small. And people would say, why don't you eat? You skinny person, why don't you eat? So everyone rejects, so she battled with rejection. She doesn't know, but I think your mom suffered from rejection. So, and then, but finally she met my dad, they fell in love, someone accepted her finally, loved her finally. Now she can go around saying, I have a shield, I have a shield. 7 years in the marriage, that shield is broken when she needed him the most. So I said, I saw my mom's first cry when her shield was gone. So it's like, I wanted to be in my mom's shoes and pay a tribute to my dad. I tried. I think I tried. Yeah.
There's one specific line I want to ask you about.
Yes, please.
It was a heart turned into a cemetery. Let me first tell you what came in my mind when I read this line.
Yes, please.
So you remember I mentioned that my mom had beautiful legs. I remember the last time I saw them, and somehow I imagined that she, excuse me, one, you'd never see them again, and I was looking forward to brag to my wife and my children about.
Your mom.
I would take them to my mother, my mom, and tell them, "Did you see her?" And somehow I knew tomorrow, or a few days later, would put them in a small box, wooden box, and that's it. And a few years later, it's just bones. Man, it's so painful. Because we all have people that we love, and many times you have some physical features you love about your people. Maybe she has beautiful eyes or something, and you know you're seeing them for the last time, and they're going to be housed in cemetery, and the cement will just cover them for good and forever. You never get to see them, and I kind of feel the pain of people who say you looked like your mom or you looked like your dad. So for me, when I read this, the heart I understood wasn't the spiritual or the, you know, the meaning of the word in poetry. I was just looking at your heart, the organ being put to rest, because for whatever reasons, that sight I had of my mother's legs never left me. In fact, some month later, I could be sleeping or walking and just see the legs. I don't know what was happening. So that's me, but please tell us, what did you mean, or what, this line?
This line, it was a heart turned into a cemetery. So I believe that we are all working cemeteries. If a person...
I'm not.
I believe I am. Okay, I believe some people are walking cemeteries, because I believe that when a person dies, while you love them, a loved one dies, there's a place you hold them, you have for them in your heart. So what is a place? Well, how do we call a place where people who are no more sleep? A cemetery. So I say, okay, my mom's heart is now a cemetery because she has people. She lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of people. So I said it was a heart turned into a cemetery. Now she remembers them. She remembers her brothers, sisters, father, and husband, of course, but she cannot see them. So what she does is holding them in her heart. So her heart is a cemetery. I know it is scary. That is why you are rebuking it.
You rebuked something too. Anyway, so Teta, we have about 5 minutes, actually 4 minutes to go, and I know you want to ask a question about the poem about her father. So please get the question.
Let me get it. 33.
Oh my.
Is it this one or anyways, let me just ask from this one. So on this the third paragraph,
Yes.
don't leave when I step into adulthood, for I want to show men what I want in a man.
Thank you so much, Teta.
Okay, that's quite interesting. I want to know what you want to see in a man too.
Yeah, and
women
what to look for in a spouse.
So you want me to tell you about it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so as I told you earlier, my dad was romantic. My dad was this bright man, intelligent, and all of these things. He was poetic. He was that gentle giant, as I said. He was that man who can come and wash my clothes, because my mom was weak that time because she had no one to take care of her. So men should take care of their wives, should do all the things. They should also be romantic. They should also be gentle giants. That matter. So I was trying. This was me trying to comfort myself to make it sound funny somehow. But I want men to be men. Men to be men. I don't know if it makes sense, but men should be men. They should not be like princesses. So, and women should know what to look for in a spouse. Look for someone who can take care of you even when something he is doing for you is, people would laugh at him and say, as a man, why are you washing your kids' clothes? As a man, why are you doing that? So that is what I wanted to know.
My bar is on the
beyond the
roof
stars.
now.
Yeah, so let's end our conversation from this question. How can people get your book, and how can people connect with you?
My book is on Seller. Ebook on Seller, and it's a platform called Seller. But if you want this physical copy, hard copy, you can write me a message on Instagram. Lise Nova. Or you can write me on my email, liseimbabazi@gmail.com. I don't have to give you my number because I'm a woman and I don't want to be bothered. That's it.
Yeah, so that's how we can get the book. It's not in the bookshops?
No, not yet.
Not on Amazon?
On Amazon, yes, but I don't want people to see it from Amazon for some reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the best way to get it is through contacting you.
Yes.
By the way, that way they also get your signature.
Yes,
the signature
yes,
of the
yes,
author.
yes.
So, yeah. Teta,
Yes, please.
thank you so much for co-hosting with me.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this conversation.
I hope you had a great time with your sister here.
Yeah, cried a few.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on for the second time.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a joy for us to have you. Looking forward to having you more times. Probably another conversation on this same exact book, but in Kinyarwanda.
Yeah, it's okay.
And so we can tell these stories in Kinyarwanda. She has a very complicated Kinyarwanda. She uses those tough
Would I be
vocabularies.
Yeah.
So again, just mention your Instagram handle that we may follow and read those poems in Kinyarwanda.
It's Lise Nova. That's my Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, and to our viewers, thank you so very much for always tuning in and for always giving us a feedback. Thank you so much for always learning from us and letting us learn from you. Every time you write a message or a comment and you tell us what this conversation did to you, whether you text us on WhatsApp or you comment on our YouTube channel, it's always a joy for us. This conversation is always live on TV10, but it's also live on our YouTube channel, Staying the Course, CNM Staying the Course, and we appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for today. The conversation was Staying the Course, and I'm your host, Vital Muvunyi. Today I was co-hosting with my friend and sister, Teta, Darlene. We wish you a very good evening and a happy new month of August. Blessings.